Hello! I played a lot of Arc Raiders, and here's a bunch of things I wish I knew that would have saved me a lot of time. If you run out of shield rechargers, the main resource is an Arc power cell, which you can get from looting downed Arc. Following this route on Dam Battlegrounds is a really great way to get a lot of them quickly. I like to start on the right or northern side of the map where there's a lot less players, and just shoot any hornets or wasps that I see. If you fight them in this forest water area, it's pretty hard for people to sneak up on you, and there's just not that many people around, so the chances that you get third-partied is pretty low. As the raid goes on, I make my way south and then west. Once there's about 12 minutes left in the raid, most people have already left. That's when I go to this hydroponic zone, which has a ton of Arc, and I just spend the rest of the time shooting them, making sure that I have enough time to extract. I got out of one of these with 25 Arc power cells in just one raid, and I haven't had to do it since. Scrappy is probably the most important thing you can upgrade, and the earlier you upgrade it, the more you benefit. You need lemons and apricots for stage 2 of the upgrade, and most people will tell you to wait until you unlock Blue Gate and then head to the Olive Grove, but that's very heavily contested and pretty late in the game. It's much easier to just head right here, this island on Dam Battlegrounds. You can get tons of apricots by kicking the tiny trees, and there's a basket spawn nearby which has a chance of any fruit as well as lots of mushrooms. I found 10 mushrooms in one basket, so it's a pretty good spot to go to for money as well. People are surprisingly very friendly in solos. You should be guarded, of course, but if you do run around with your weapon holstered and spam the friendly emote or use your mic to tell people that you're friendly, most people won't shoot you, especially in common quest areas. It depends on the map and the area of map, of course. If it's a night raid or buried city or spaceport, people tend to be a lot more aggressive, Blue Gate as well. But I found that if I say, hi, I just have a free kit, I'm questing, and I show myself with my weapon holstered, whether or not I actually have a free kit and I'm questing, people tend to be friendly. The ferro is the most cost-effective weapon for fighting Arc. It's also really good for PvP as well as really cheap. So every single raid I bring at least a ferro 1 as a secondary. You only need like 20 to 30 heavy bullets and you're covered for a normal raid. It saves you ammo and durability with your main weapon because you can just use the ferro to shoot all of the Arc. And you can snipe people from far away, which most main weapons cannot do. One issue with the starter weapons, especially at level 1, is that there just isn't enough ammo in the mag to burn through someone's shield and health bar. So starting with a ferro shot, which can crack a shield with a headshot, and then finishing with whatever other gun you have is very strong. Ferro 4 is also insanely good. It reduces the ferro reload time by a lot, so it's a strong PvP weapon, but most of all, the best Arc weapon that you can get for cheap. You can easily clear Rocketeers, Leapers, and Bastions if you have 3 people with Ferro 4, and you stand inside a building while you do it. I did a raid earlier where we dropped 2 Rocketeers and 2 Leapers before we extracted, and none of us even got downed. When fighting Hornets or Wasps with the Ferro, you want to try and shoot off 2 propellers. For the Hornets, 1 shot on the back left propeller and 1 shot on the back right propeller will kill it. For the Wasp, 1 shot on the front left and 1 shot on the front right will kill it. Gearbench 2 is in my opinion the highest priority upgrade in the workshop. It allows you to create Looting Mark II as well as Combat Mark II. The Looting Mark II gives you 7 extra slots over the Looting Mark I, as well as an extra safe pocket, which is ridiculous. And if you compare it to the free kit, you have double the inventory space. You'll start getting medium shields long before you can craft Mark IIs, so if you want to run a medium shield, use the Combat Mark I augment. Otherwise, I run the looting every single game. It's cheap, and the perks of the combat and tactical just can't compare to more inventory slots. Gear fear is common in extraction shooters. I'm all for a little bit of hoarding, but don't let it get out of hand. You should run your best stuff. It gives you the best chance of making it out alive, and you can get way more loot than you could have had you brought in a free kit. Don't be one of the people that just always runs a free kit. You don't have the stash space for it. It slows your progress a lot because you can't loot as much, you have no safe pocket, and your kit is just worse. Especially the gun, sometimes, like if you spawn in with a Rattler 1 with 10 bullets, your chance of winning a fight is astronomically low. It doesn't even have enough bullets in the mag to kill somebody in one clip, unless you hit all headshots point blank. You should try to only do free kits if you plan on beelining it to a quest. You're going to do something you probably won't live, like trying out a new map, or running to a quest in a really hotly contested area, or maybe pushing the Arc Harvester for science. You should also use it if you're completely broke, or you just want to do a quick fun run with no risk. I almost always bring my best kit. I found that the one exception to this rule for me is when I'm doing solo quests. I almost always bring a free kit now because I don't stop for loot, and most people are friendly if you run around with no gun out and say you're questing, so it's efficient. You can also afford to make friends with everyone because even if they betray you, you had nothing to lose. In trios though, I'm almost always running a good kit, with the exception of like, maybe I have a legendary I'm saving for when we want to do an Arc killing run. You can trade your free kit augment for a combat or looting augment at the clinic, so don't sell them when you get out. Your stash is probably full and you don't know what to get rid of. In general, you can sell anything with a diamond symbol except for cat bed. You need one of these for a quest. I like to use this website, Arc Raiders Fandom, and Control F to search the item and see whether or not I need to save it for a quest later. Also, when you reach level 20, you unlock the prestige system. You do need items to craft the caravan to prestige, and it is a lot of items. I wouldn't worry too much about saving them unless you want to rush prestige, and if you do, these are the items you need. They don't show up on the Arc Raiders Fandom website, so yeah. When you hit level 15, you unlock trials, which are insanely cool. It's a weekly ranked system where you're put in a pool of 100 players, and your rank in that pool at the end of the week determines whether you rank up or not. If you're a tryhard like me, you'll want to make sure you're in the spot that gets you the highest rank possible. For rookie, it's top 30 to get a double rank up. You get points for your best raid in any of the 5 categories, but you must extract for it to count. It only counts your best raid, so it is best to focus on one per raid. For example, I did a raid on Damn Battlegrounds where I started at the right side of the map because there's very little PvP happening there, and I collected every plant possible. Then, later in the raid, when most people had already extracted, I went to the swamp and the hydroponic dome, which are usually high PvP areas, but because it was so late, there was only arcs left, and I picked up every plant there too. This let me extract and get a 7,000 plant score, which was enough points to get rank 1 on my leaderboard, and a free pink loot drop as well. Doing a trial at night will also double your points, so had I done this at nighttime, it would have been 14k. Defibrillators are broken when you play in trios. They allow you to instantly revive someone. I always bring one when I'm running a good kit. It can sway an entire fight. Light mags are cheap and incredibly good on the starter weapons, probably the best attachment you can get, so worth bringing every time if your gun is leveled up. Being overencumbered actually isn't that bad of a debuff, so the loot goblin inside me does not let that deter me from taking everything that I want. Most of the time, it's weapons that put you over the weight limit, and should you get in a fight, you can just drop them really quick and pick them back up later once you're done. Smoke grenades are also really good. I bring one on most raids, especially if I'm solo. You can throw one down on the extract as it opens and get out for free, even if there's people. Grenades, in general, are just good. You should always have at least one. If you get someone low and they stand behind a box, just chuck a nade. If a team is holding inside, spam nades. It increases your chances of winning so much, it's always worth the cost of bringing at least one, and probably multiple. I bring an adrenaline shot to every raid. Pop it while sprinting, and it gives you unlimited stamina for a short time. I pop this at the start of every raid and run to my POI. It's easier to hold something than it is to push something, so being the first one there is always strong, and you get first dibs on the loot as well. You can also use it to run away. People can't catch you if you have infinite stamina. Also, if you have a few raid or hash keys and you're running a good kit, you should always bring one in a safe pocket. It's a really safe way to extract without being camped. Baskets are some of the best loot in the game. If you're looking for a specific kind of loot container, going to the interactive map from Metaforge is what I've been using so far. It's pretty useful. I select hide all and then I click show on the one thing that I'm searching for. If you go into raids and just hard farm the strongest arc, like Leapers, Rocketeers, Bastions, it actually gives you a ridiculous amount of XP. Yesterday in a trio, my friend Raditz went from level 20 to level 23 in 3 raids. If you're me, you'll get stuck on the Call in a Supply Drop quest. This quest is best finished on Damn Battlegrounds. There are 6 possible spawns you can hit that are relatively close to each other. You can see them on the interactive map that I talked about in the last tip. When you get near a possible spawn point, you can check the map to confirm whether or not that it's there. You don't actually have to be that close, just like within the area. So you don't have to run directly to it, just the general vicinity, open the map, and then, yeah. I wish I knew that before I did the quest because I ran directly onto the spawn every time. On page 2 of the free battle pass thing, the deck, on the top left, you can buy 3 Wolfpack grenades for 40 coins. It's pretty cheap, and these things almost one-shot the mid-tier arcs like Leapers or Bastions. You can bring them in your safe pocket if you don't want to risk losing them, but you do have to move it to your active items, so out of your safe pocket in order to throw it. On skill tree, most of the people I've talked with are red, and agree that red is the best. We might see a shift as people discover more, but being able to craft heals in raid, as well as the ability to breach security lockers that have good loot, is just strong. Also, don't underestimate how much time and how many lives maxing out the faster looting perk will save you. Less time at a hotly contested point of interest is less time you're in danger. My last tip is if you're solo and you feel lonely, don't be afraid to queue solo squads. I've actually run into a lot of really cool people on there. And a lot of people have microphones as well. I've made some friends and we run it a lot and had a lot of success, so highly recommend. Have fun!